Children across the UK are currently enjoying Easter school holidays. For pupils in Year 7 and above in England, though, the return to school will look rather like it did before the break. The Department for Education has said that mask wearing for adults and pupils in England's secondary schools should continue until Step 3 of lockdown easing.
The government, taking a cautious approach to mask wearing in schools, is calling for their continued use when schools return after the Easter break. The Department of Education says it's an extra precaution, but a temporary one. Its statement says, "We expect to no longer recommend face coverings in classrooms or for pupils in communal areas as part of Step 3 of the roadmap out of the lockdown." As usual, that comes with a note of uncertainty, as it would remain dependent on the data. According to the government's roadmap, Step 3 of lockdown easing will start no earlier than May the 17th. That means around 5 more weeks of masks for most students. The department also says that secondary school pupils are expected to continue getting tested for the virus twice a week. Education Secretary Gavin Williamson says, "The return to schools and colleges from early March has been successful, and data show attendance in schools remain higher than at any point during the autumn term." Children in England had around 4 weeks of in-person learning after schools closed during the third national lockdown. Time that Williamson says was important for bringing structure back to children's lives. In an article in The Telegraph, he says, "The prolonged month of lockdown will inevitably have had an impact on behavior. It's something that was anticipated by principals and head teachers upon last month's return of pupils."
But we're prepared for any of the inconsistencies that might be thrown up in terms of their behaviour. We're prepared for that as well.
Williamson called for a strong behaviour culture in schools, where students are taught how to behave well and are clear about what is expected of them. Williamson is also throwing his weight behind a mobile phone ban at schools.